Oh, I forgot to do the intro video. I just said that. Oh my god. Hey y'all, we are live. What is wrong with me, bye? I'm doing too much. I'm doing too much. Okay. So check this out. Welcome to Talk to Me Tuesday. Where you at? Talking about I'm here. You know what? The colors. I'm gonna let him come on.
He ain't clicked the link because he's supposed to be like right there.
I said, okay, I'm here. Are you? Are you really? Um, so welcome to another episode of Talk to Me Tuesdays. I got the homie Herc with me. I'm waiting on the other homie Foley to come on in because we have an interesting situation tonight. Because I'm gonna this gonna be the very last topic, but we want to get dating advice from men. I saw this post earlier this week, and I saw some things, and I was like, wow, okay, give us game, not Steve Harvardly, but give us a little game. Uh,
Don't never take advice from that nigga.
huh?
Don't never take advice from that nigga.
No. We'll never take advice from that nigga. No. But we are. Oh, I meant to post something in the damn group. Oops. So no, we are definitely. I want to hear the advice per se from guys. I want to do one with women, but I want to do one with the fellas tonight since I got two worthy co-hosts. Y'all come on in too. By the way, tonight since I didn't really get to celebrate Cinco de Mayo, and it's not a true margarita glass. This is a martini glass. However, I have to do what the Lord. I have to work with what the Lord has provided me with. If that means anything to y'all. So Uh, so I have a watermelon margarita that I have crafted. I used 1800 tonight instead of Jose Cuervo. I used did the lemon, the lime, the triple sec. I also did the watermelon syrup
Ooh,
and a little simple syrup.
can
So
you make me a gallon
mhm.
of a concoction that I can have to myself this weekend?
I got you, fam. I got you. Got you.
Um, well, since we're in the spirit of partaking in libations, now, granted, now, so look, if some of y'all are watching, y'all saw me on Herc's World last night. Um, I was I was fully partaking in Cinco de Mayo. I had tacos
You had
and tequila.
tacos?
I had tacos and tequila, and that Jose Cuervo grabbed my ass and did not let go.
Did it grab your ass?
It
That's
it,
what
it
it did.
I was talking about. I halfway through the show, I was like, "Hey, I'm tipsy as fuck." So Jose Cuervo saying where he is tonight. I'm about to go grab this bottle of Bacardi though, and mix this Bacardi and Coke together. And Foley finally got here, so I'm gonna let Foley take over for a hot second.
Why you gonna mix your drink?
While I go mix this.
Okay. Follow what's up, what's up, what's up?
What's up, everybody? Look, goddamn, I don't even have anything to drink. I just ran in here and plugged up.
I tell you about folk. I tell you about folk who be on color people time.
Ain't nothing wrong with color people, sir.
Don't ever ask you.
Look, I just ran up in this mother. Hold on, let me see. Let me look. Let me do my mental Rolodex. Let me think about.
What can you drink? Because I think we got a good one tonight. Because I'm finna. hmm I want these. And if y'all are on the live, please say hello. Say hey. We want to know you here. Wave at us. Do something. Send some
Did you
stars. You know.
did you tag me on Facebook
Let me do that right now.
so I can share it?
I lied.
I think I got some. Yeah, do. I might just do some brown tonight. I,
Okay,
Yeah, I
Brown.
lied.
yeah, I might
What
just.
you lie about?
I was gonna mix that Bacardi and Coke together,
Mm-hmm.
and then realize, you know what? I got this Crown Apple that It's been sitting here,
I love Crown Apple.
and
It's amazing.
I'm gonna drink that straight.
Okay, Fola, I shared it with you, and I also tagged you in the thing.
Okay, got you. I'm doing it right now.
Yup, yup, yup.
Uh,
And we want the people to come on in because I think this is gonna be a good one tonight. I think so. I don't know about y'all, but I really think it's gonna be a good one tonight.
all right, I got you. I got you. I got you. Okay, share that joint.
Screw
Mm,
ain't gonna be able to be with us tonight. Shout out to Jay Discreet. I cannot be at his show because for obvious reasons. Tonight, but Screet got a show going on Winchester 3434 Winchester tonight. He just released an album that's really really dope. If y'all don't know who Jay Discreet is, y'all need to go check him out. Look the brother up. He's
yeah,
amazing.
so he's been dope since I've known him.
Yeah, he's amazing. So make sure y'all are listening. We got some dope artists in the city of Memphis.
All right,
Um,
let me pour this up real quick, y'all. Y'all
Go
take
and
it.
pull it up. Go and pull it up. We got some dope artists in the city of Memphis that are super talented. Um, I do want to share real quick before we get into our stuff. I got to go to the River Beat Fest this past weekend. Me and my homegirl Shamika was in that thing.
You know
Uh,
who y'all didn't invite?
Herc, you could have came. I didn't know you would want.
I wasn't invited.
Did you have to work? I'm sorry, Herc. I'm inviting you next time.
Nobody asked me.
I apologize, Herc. I really do. We had bought these tickets a while ago, though. We had been planning this. I do apologize.
Speaking of planning, right?
Mm-hmm.
So was being nosy,
Not you was being nosy.
and I was like, hey, I wonder if them tickets for that concert had gone down because 100 some odd dollars for Drew Hill was really,
A little steep.
it really wasn't in my spirit.
Ah! Not in my spirit.
So I looked at him the other day because my friend is talking about taking her mom.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, well, let me just look and see what they cost.
Mm-hmm.
Them tickets still $100.
Yeah, I don't think they're going down, friend. They
And
said
I
they,
ain't seen, like, I don't even know what version of Drew Hill we getting.
I think you're
Like,
getting
I
all of them.
don't like now if it's gonna be Jazz, Nokia, Woody, and
They said
Cisco,
you get all of them. They said you
cool.
get all. Actually, let me back up. They said you getting. Hold on, let me back up because Woody and got saved and found Jesus. Hold on, I
Right,
might be
because if
lying.
is Woody gonna be there?
I don't think Woody gonna be there because
I'm
the
not going.
last time. But I mean, Jazz and
Nope. So
I
okay,
saw
look.
this video where this cat child got in trouble, right? And his dad was like, "Hi, Curtis. Ooh, ooh, that Curtis done got started already." Okay.
Why?
I don't even
You ain't
know.
even here and you causing
He
trouble.
ain't even here. He causing stuff. Okay,
Get out the
so
comments.
the kid got in trouble in the video, and the daddy was like, "So you know what time it is, right?" And the little boy said, "Drew Hills." He said, "Drew Hills," and that baby was having to do the "Tell me what you want." That was his punishment. Tell me. That was his punishment. He had to get up there. He hated them things. He had to sing it while he was doing it. I was like, "Oh no, you raising your children right." Oh,
Yeah, I might need to implement that. But no, so I'm like, okay, but so now granted, Woody, by all means, you found God. I love it. Now, when I was younger, folks, um, would be like, "Hey, you a big guy. You look like you could be twins with Jazz from Drew Hill." So I was
You
like,
kind of look like his cousin
okay, whatever.
a little bit.
I take it. Whatever you got to think for you to give me your phone number is perfectly fine. Because once you give me that, I can take care of the rest. Because
Fool.
panties coming out.
Fool.
So whatever you got, whatever you feel is what I'm gonna roll with. So long, long, long time ago, before I was when I was really a whore, um, she was
Mm,
like, "Yeah, you kind of favor Jazz from True Hill." I was like, "Oh, okay, cool, that's great, that's fine. What's your phone number?" She said,
interesting.
"Okay." So she gave me a phone number. Can you sing? I said, "It depends on who you ask." She said, "What's sing something?" I say, "What you want me to sing?" She said, "Sing a Drew Hill song." I said, "Just sing, right?" She said, "Yeah," because I say, because I don't, because if you look at Jazz, like he was dancing,
He
but
was dancing
Jazz really
his butt
didn't
off.
dance. Like Jazz, he was there for a good
Jazz,
time.
Jazz was higher than the rest of them. I'll
He was
tell me,
going,
baby. Jazz was up there in the air.
he gonna give you that good 1-2, and he gonna serenade you. Gonna get out the way. So I sang that one verse, and she said, "You really can, you really can sing." I said, "Yes, ma'am, I can." And she said, okay." And things happen. Um, and we're gonna leave it at that, sir. If I cannot sing, but I can harmonize. I can harmonize like a motherfucker. And harmony, and if you can hold a tune, it'll get you a long way.
Oh, okay. All
Little
right.
advice for all y'all. You ain't got
Okay.
to be able to sing well. Like, I'm not trying to go on American Idol. I'm not trying to get a record deal.
Mm,
I sound good enough with the music,
With the music and the
or
people singing as you sing along to the music. Okay. All right. Mm-hmm.
y'all see me
Oh,
on Snapchat. Mhm.
we're gonna pray our brother Herc's strength in the Lord over here. Okay.
Hey,
What you
my,
find to drink, Foley?
Oh, I got some um, peach brown.
Mm,
this glass though,
Yeah.
I know. I love it.
that's an exclusive ass glass. I like
Mine.
that.
Well, Faith, we had all different kind of glasses for the show.
We did. Yeah, we did.
This
We
Oh,
is
did.
y'all fancy.
one of the smaller drink glasses for the show. But yeah. So my little story about Drew Hill is that I've worked with them on the music side. I produced for their TV show that they were getting ready to shoot with MTV.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, whenever they come to Memphis, I've hung out with Jazz a lot. The one thing that really did hurt my heart was how cocky Cisco was. So we were all at the Hilton. Jazz, Nokio was at the bar. Woody, of course, wasn't coming out, but Cisco was upstairs. And so I was like, yo, okay, I'm telling Jazz, like, yo, I rocks with y'all. I'm glad y'all like the music I did, but I want to meet Cisco. He calls up to the room, tells Cisco, like, yo, Cisco, come down. One of the producers are here. Long story short, he told that man, don't effing call my room no more tonight. I don't want to meet no. Yeah, and for anybody that knows, like since college, I've been a Cisco. What's the name? Incomplete thong song. You get what I'm saying? I was a huge Cisco fan, so I kind of got the opportunity to work with them. Um, that was, of course, within itself like wow. But then for that man to be like, man, don't effing call me about some dude. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, damn, like that's crazy. But they always tell you like the worst thing you can ever do is meet your idol. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, so that happened, and to hell with it. And if they come to town, then um, when they come to town, I'll see if I can get with them this time. We'll take a picture. I didn't take a picture with Woody and everything. I was just like, not Woody, but with Jazz. I was just like, he was just a cool dude. So I really take no selfies or anything like that. But yeah, so that's my Drew Hill spiel. and we can go ahead and get into these topics while I got little juice on the phone.
Yes, let's
Hey,
do this.
hey,
Let's do
hey,
this.
you see how real quick. You see how quick Foley folk flexed on us,
Oh, you and your twin.
right? He's just like, hey, So now, granted, real quick, you got the inside take. So if you just want to slide a ticket or three over here,
Cause
you know,
we
Yeah,
had plans to go see Drew Hill. We was going.
yeah.
yeah.
So
Well, yeah, last time we talked, I've done a lot in the music industry. I swear to God, I've done so much in the music industry. Um, so that's my main thing. Is just always make sure you got your paperwork in order because all of my experiences should have been followed with a check uh, instead of
You know?
yeah. So and I got the hard drives in this office somewhere. I got the hard drives to show it. Even when I worked on American Gangster with Jay-Z, like I got the hard drives to show it. So, but always have your paperwork in order. Always have your paperwork in order. So, all right, rock.
Come on, Fred Sample, stop. Look. All right. Okay, so first topic. Um, how important is quality time? You know, I hear a lot of my homegirls kind of complain about like not getting quality time with their guy. Even the ones that live in the house with the man. It's a thing. You know what I'm saying? Quality time is like really a whole thing out here. And I think when we get in relationships, we get comfortable, we get lazy. Um and so for me, I like date night. If we can't if we're not staying in the same space and we go out, we pick a night a week, and date night don't mean the weekends. I don't know why people feel like that's the only time you go out on a date, but I like date night. So if you're busy and I'm busy, let's get our schedules together and let's figure something out so that we can have a date night and we could go out and spend that time together. And it doesn't always have to include money. It could be we could go for a walk in the park, we go to a museum. But it's certain things that you can do to just show that you're spending time together. I don't want to sit on the phone all night and fall asleep. That's not my idea of quality time, especially if we're doing it all the time. We're not doing anything else. So, what? Tell. I want to hear from y'all. How important is quality time?
for me, and I'm just gonna be honest. It's very important to me to the point where, like, if we can't spend time together, or if we're legit getting to know each other, and it's crazy that this topic kind of came up. Um, I just had this conversation with somebody I was talking to, like, or I'm talking to. If we can legit go 4 weeks without seeing each other, like, because FaceTime and phone calls are cool, but that quality time spent we with each other is really how you build, that relationship. So, in the beginning, we're like, hey, if we go 4 weeks without seeing each other in person, that's a problem.
It is a problem.
The conversation was like, hey, you know, I got this going, you got that going. Like, when are we gonna like take the time to spend time with just us, or just spend that time to, bond? Um, and it's just like it's important because, like, you need that. You
Yeah.
need that time to just be like, hey, like, let's cut off the outside world and let's just sit here and legit get to know the real person. So, um for me, it's extremely important. Like, I got to be able to spend time with the person that I'm building with, because if I can't, then I'm gonna eventually find, because I don't want to say I get bored easily, um but I know for me, since I've been, shit, probably like the last 7 years, I know I require a lot of attention. Like I need the constant, like, if we in a room together, you got to touch me, you got to spend time with me. You can't just be closed off. Well, you can be closed off, but like even if we just sitting in a room and you scrolling through Instagram and I'm watching, I'm playing a game. The fact that you're there instead of somewhere else means more to me than you actually giving me a gift or anything like that. So quality time for me, that's pretty much my top love language.
Mm.
Okay.
That's pretty dope, Herc. So before I answer, Herc, man, you got a couple of prospects over there, man. You sound like a very, very solid dude, man.
Herc is a
Um,
teddy bear, honey.
Or is Herc putting on the Dr. Phil on here, but then he be funny
Herc is a big old teddy bear child.
for
I
real?
am I am a big teddy bear.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna sit here and hold y'all. There's a uh certain somebody that if she hear me, somebody flirt like, hey, chill that shit out, because I hit you in your throat.
Oh,
Um,
But you waiting on that one to say lock in, and you gonna lock in.
yeah, like legit, like I mean, if she it's legit one of them. We just in that phase where um it's still new, it's still fresh. Um, Eventually it'll get to that point where it's official, but right now we just kind of enjoying the time and getting to know each other and all that stuff. But um, if if somebody else were to shoot they shot, she gonna block that motherfucker.
ha!
Say it like that.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Hey, Jasmine. Jasmine said, "Doing nothing together." Absolutely.
What's that?
Mm-hmm. It's hurt. Oh, that was hurt. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. Okay. So I talked about this on my podcast. Um, really, like when I first started doing it, and oh, God, I thought you get out of here. Move out. That's my daughter, y'all. Look, okay. um,
You know, my two will pop in here. I'm in one of them room right now. Okay. I
I got
gotta
two
get my laptop fixed. I keep saying it.
office, so one lead in the kitchen, one lead to the stairs. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so, I talked about this on my podcast, and the one thing that I've learned over my life of experiences, different relationships, as well as talking with other people, we have to change the placement of our words when we talk about quality time or spending quality time. It's not about spending quality time. It is the quality time that we spend. And with that being said, every time, or you really want, when you get with a partner, you want the time or the time that you're spending to be of quality, meaning that you're focusing or you truly want an intimate connection with the person that you're with. Sometimes it may be a fun date night. Sometimes it may be sitting around, not doing nothing, getting to know each other. Sometimes it may be something simple as, hey, I don't have long to see you, but when I see you, I play with you, I make you laugh, you make me smile. The energy is amazing. So even if we go our separate ways and I may not see you for a week, the energy that I know I'm going to get from you is of quality. And so I know people put a lot into time, but that's one thing we are not guaranteed. So another thing I love DMX said was, I don't waste words. You don't waste words. That means say what you mean. And all
Right.
right. So I piggybacked off what he said, and I also added, don't waste time. So when you're with someone and you're dating that person, y'all growing, uh, that person or whomever you're dealing with should receive a quality time, no matter how long it is. Like I said, it could be 5 minutes. Shit, you can spend the whole night, or you can take a whole weekend. It has to have quality around it. I've also seen so many people put an emphasis on time that they got away from quality. And then they're agitated with the person that they're with, meaning that, hey, I liked you at 1 o'clock. Now I can't stand you at 6 p.m. You get what?
Mm,
Because our time is not quality. We're sitting here just kind of null and void. It's an awkward moment where it's quiet. Maybe you don't have anything to say. So now, since the time is of the time that's not quality, really, we're just together. You don't have anything to say. I don't have anything to say. We hit each other with the well, okay. I guess I'm gonna get up and go. Now you leave the relationship or you leave that space with your partner, and it's like,
mm,
what did I really get out of that? And over time, that builds a pattern of wasting time. So this is one thing that my professor in college told me. I never forgot it, man. I know I've been on this earth for a long time. He told me, you know the person that you love when you can ride in the car. You were like ride in the car, like really be riding in the car, not going to an event, not going, to a party, not going on date night, but just ride in the car with that person. Turn your radio off. And if the
okay,
atmosphere
progress.
remains comfortable, then that's a wonderful person to be around. If you turn that radio off and you all become silent and it becomes awkward, it's really a sign that you are not truly connected with the person you're with. So, like I said, we want to watch that quality time spent. We want to make sure that we're saying that the time that we spend is of quality. And I think that's more so important than anything. Um, I got friends that I haven't seen in months. But he's my brother. You get what I'm saying?
Mm,
He he bought a new vehicle the other day. Didn't say, bro, I bought a new vehicle. He just sent me the picture. My heart,
right.
my heart lit up. Man, that's my book. That's what I'm talking about. Brand new? Hell yeah. I did
Yeah.
the same thing the other day. As soon as I got a new vehicle, I shot him the picture. Didn't say, bro, look what I got. I just shot it to him. Immediately, the response was warm. And so it's not about just always being around someone. It's about when you're around that person, what type of atmosphere, what's the quality spending with that person. And so, of course, it was a big topic on my podcast, and that's what we kind of that's what we ended up as, or ended up with. Hey, just make sure that the time that you're spending is quality, and not just be focused on just spending time, because anybody can carve out a few anybody can carve out a few minutes in a day to see you, to talk to you, to text you. But even if you don't see them, if their text message don't give you a warm, which I did that also. If the text message comes through and you're more anxious than excited, then that's a wrong thing. Because when that text message come through, you should feel like, oh wow, like yes, this is my person. Let me text them back something cool, fun, or funny. If someone texts you and you kind of nervous and don't know how to respond, but you're just so happy that they text you, that's really not an equal yoked situation. So you have to be
Mm,
got to be careful of that, because some people will gaslight through text. They may not text you all freaking day and then just decide, dang, I haven't heard from Herc. I haven't heard from Faith. I haven't heard from Foley. Let me text them now. Hey, how you doing? Just thinking about you. No, you wasn't. The conversation just got a little distant, and you're trying to see how far I've ventured away from this relationship. So
mm.
careful with that as well. But I'm not gonna keep preaching. Just know
Okay, so
that.
Jasmine asks, is video calling enough? And of course, Herc said, not for me. I said, we're talking about in person. And Jasmine said, I'm just saying to supplement spending time when you don't really have time to actually see each other for a couple of weeks.
Mhm.
Um,
I'm gonna say, and I was gonna comment, but then I just decided to wait. So for me, and the person that I'm talking to, it goes back to what we've been talking about consistently for like a couple weeks now. It goes back to communication.
mhm.
Like if we had a communication, like, hey, I know this week I got this going, I got that going, I got this going, and I'm really not gonna have the time to see you in person. then video calling is enough um for that situation. But if it's legit, like, hey, if we have a conversation, if we're talking, and I say, well, hey, what you got going today? Oh, I'm just gonna sit around the house, or I just got work and I'm come home, do X, Y, Z. I put it out there like, hey, we haven't seen each other in about a week, maybe two. Do you have time to grab something to eat, or let's go to dinner, or let's go to the gym, or do whatever? And it's kind of like, well, this that's to me, the FaceTime ain't enough, or the video calling ain't enough. Um, it's all about the communication, and then it goes back to the effort that you put into trying to spend that quality time with that person. Um, because like Foley said, there's a lot of people. It's 24 hours in a day.
It is.
Um, if I legit mess with you, I can give you 10 seconds, whether it be via text or phone call, whatever. Or if we're like communicating in that manner, then a video call.
Yeah.
But I tell people all the time, like, if I'm not worth 3 seconds of your day, then we probably don't need to we need to be friends, we need to date, we need to talk, because I'm not worth that time. And that's just, time is something you'll never be able to get back. So quality time essentially is like is big. Um because it shows me that you're willing to give me, however much time we spend together, because you care. So
Okay, so let me throw this scenario out there as well. Faith, Faith, no more than anybody. I am extremely busy, right?
Right. Is.
and yeah,
You know what I'm saying? I walk out of my 9 to 5 office at 2:30, and y'all see what time I actually walk in this house office.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and that's on a daily. I drive, I move, I have kids, I have events, uh, and in the midst of that, I have wife, I have that quality time that needs to be spent. So I'm gonna throw this scenario out. If
Okay.
the person that you're dealing this for both y'all, because Faith over here eating like she ain't supposed to be hosting this show.
I'm sorry. I'm hungry. I didn't really eat a whole lot today. Go ahead.
I got you. So I'm gonna throw this scenario out. You're dealing with someone that you know, right? You know for a fact that this person is busy, right? And the best they can is possibly a text, or I'm not gonna say possibly. The best they can do is a text or a video call, or something like that, because of course, uh, like Herc said, you only get 24 hours in that day, right? So
Mm-hmm.
if you're occupied 16 or 18 hours of that 24-hour day, and you still got to count in sleep, you still got to count in rest, you got to count in let me wind down from my day before I immediately jump into relationship mode. If you
Right.
factor those things in, Hurt as well as Faith, does that, or is that a hindrance to a relationship that could possibly be something? For lack of better terms, if the person is just a hella busy person, is that just not somebody for you? Because if they're super busy, you're not going to get the in-person quality time as much as you would like. But that person does put forth the effort to video call or text. And I think that's what the young lady is asking. Hey, I haven't seen this person in a matter of weeks, but they put forth the effort to at least video chat, video call, and I understand that. And so, I hear you, Herc, you saying, man, look, if I'm not worth 3 seconds, you're definitely worth 3 seconds, right? But them 3 seconds may come in the middle of the night. Them 3 seconds may not come when you feel like it. Faith, is that a reason relation
um.
with
I'm
that?
gonna let you go first.
So For me, I'm an extremely busy person too,
Mhm.
right? So not only am I, I do this, I got my own podcast, I have a full time job, I have businesses, I have children. I don't have, a partner in that to share responsibilities, and it's all on me, right? So if I carve out some time for that person, to spend that time with that person, because I too am busy, right? So if I carve out that time to spend with that person, I expect the same effort. Get what I'm saying? You got some people, they busy, you don't get a phone call. You
Mhm.
don't get a video call. You don't get, you'll go days without talking to that person. You know what I'm saying? And I don't, for me, if we're supposed to be getting to know each other, we're supposed to be learning each other, we're supposed to be in trying to work towards something, there has to be it can't be no, well, I'm busy, I'll see you for a month. No, that's not, to me, I'm not okay with that.
Okay,
I you know
that's what I'm trying to get you because
Yeah,
what I'm trying to say is the effort is there, right?
but you
I,
got people who don't. Let me say this.
yeah,
You have people who do not. You have people that think it's okay. So here's my thing.
right.
I'm definitely not trying to toot my own horn, but if I'm talking to you and I'm not an ugly person, I don't believe I am. I get attention from a lot of guys. I do. For whatever reason, I get attention from all the guys. Okay. So if it's a gentleman that I might be interested in talking to, but I'm over here talking to you, and you're not applying any pressure at all. Period. In my mind, typically, I feel like if a man want to talk, if a man really wants to be with you, they're gonna put forth effort. If there's a lot of guys who think, "Oh, I got her number. Oh, I done seen her maybe once or twice. I ain't got to do nothing else." No, 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 no. And so for me, and I'm not talking about, this ain't got nothing to do with no money. This ain't got nothing to do with, this has everything to do with me getting to know you. I feel like there is no possible way on God's green planet that I can get to know somebody and build with somebody if I don't spend any time with them. You get what I'm saying? So there has to be some type of time spent. Yeah, you get busy, and I get all of that. And to me, I might be cool with you getting busy later on down the line. And okay, well, babe, I understand, go do you, blah, 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 blah. But there needs to be some type of prioritization going on in this situation for me. I'm not saying don't be busy. I'm not saying don't work, don't hustle. I'm not saying it at all. I'm a hustler. You know what I'm saying? I feel like it sometimes I'm a Jamaican. I got all the jobs. But what I'm saying is, if I am taking time out of my busy schedule to spend time with you, I ain't got stood up. And I canceled plans that I had to spend time with a person, and I ain't got no phone call or nothing. I don't know what's going on. You get what I'm saying? So for me, that's a red flag. Because number one, you ain't communicating. Number two, not only are you not communicating, but it ain't no, well, let's make it up. Let's do this. No plans to reschedule the plans that we had. That's a that's not cool for me. So this is what we're getting. This ain't just no, oh well, no, I just got busy. No, this is I'm not getting anything in return. So in my mind, what am I doing? And if it's other guys that's willing to say, "Hey, man, I'm willing to schedule a date night once a week. I can carve out some time. Let's put our schedules together and work something out." To me, not spending any time is a deal breaker for me. Because how am I going to get to the point to where you're going to be my forever person? There is no way that can happen if I ain't spending no type of time with you. No, absolutely not.
Gotcha. Okay, so yes, you answered that perfectly. So in your book, even with effort, the quality time of in-person time is very, very important. So no matter how busy this other person is, he needs to make time to see Faith in person, right?
We need to spend time together.
Cool. All right. Say that, and that's what I'm asking. So
Yeah.
yeah. So Herc, same thing for you.
Saying she answered it like it. So why y'all were talking? It took me all of 3 seconds to text Faith and say just text. It took 3 seconds to say that.
Mm-hmm.
It takes literally 3 seconds to send a text message. Hey, you're on my mind. I thought about you. Hell, you can be scrolling through Instagram and the whatever reel pops up makes you think of that person. So you send that to them because you're thinking about them. It goes back to that communication piece where it's like, hey, if we communicate that I got this going, I got that going, I'm gonna be busy, but on this day for X amount of hours, I don't have anything planned and I'm going to give that time to you, then to me, that shows the effort and that you're trying. But if you say, hey, I'm free on this day for this amount of hours, and you say nothing, then that means to me that means like you really not trying to build nothing because if you legit want to spend time with somebody
Yeah.
or you legit like or well and I'm gonna take the relationship aspect out of it. If you legit mess with that person in whatever type of relationship it is, then that opportunity is there. Can I have it at
Yeah.
that? And if you are willing to give it to me, then that shows me that you mess with me. Um,
Okay.
so so Faith answered everything, like she answered it perfectly. Um, but I'm also the type of person like if I'm not worth that time that you have free,
Yeah.
um, then why are we even having this conversation? Like, why are we trying to build or why are we trying to figure out where we are if because I'll take me for example. I work Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. I'm off.
I'm not doing
I'm
this.
off Wednesdays and Sundays.
Um.
You know my schedule. And if we're trying to get to know each other, I know yours. Why can't we carve out some time on a day off? Or my job is really, really, really flexible. Hey, I go on lunch between this time, and you're not doing anything.
When things were good in the last dating situation that I had, I don't think he understood, but he understood that I was a busy person, and I really did carve out a lot of time for him on top of everything else that I was doing, right? And for me, spending time with him was a break from my day to day, if that makes sense. So I could be bartending and I get off at 1 o'clock in the morning. And he say, "Hey, just come over. I'm gonna make breakfast in the morning." Da da. Da. All of that to me, that meant a lot to me. You get what I'm saying? Because it's like I understand you busy. Let me give you a safe space, a resting place, and let's just spend time. And we did. We would spend the whole next day together. You know. So to me, there is time that can be carved out for anything that any person that you actually want to be around and be in the presence of. That's just me.
It's all about effort and communication.
Yeah.
Like, um, for example, I haven't been able to spend that quality time with my buddy.
Now
Um,
we're buddies. You tired of saying the long version of that?
my friend is what we're
Okay.
gonna call her. She's my
Mm-hmm.
friend. I haven't been able to spend time with my friend. We had a conversation and was like, hey, um, it's
Hey, well,
important
oh my
for
goodness,
me
it's raining out here.
to want to spend time with you on this day. Do
Yeah.
you have the time?
Yeah.
Hey,
It's like, yeah. So we gonna do XYZ on that day. So
what you doing?
the fact that she took the time out to carve that
Out of
time
what?
for
The
me
truck?
says a lot.
Go ahead, go ahead. You cooking and whatnot.
You saw that, right?
I'm ready
Okay, I
now.
was
I
make
don't.
sure
I'm not
you
gonna
saw
hold him up
that.
there, so I'm just gonna.
Get you, Curtis. Get out the comments.
How you gonna get him and you cooking?
He's like literally kicking you out of the comments. I
I
want you to
got him.
stay because it helps us.
Yeah, I'm gone.
But
No, get out the comments.
I think I connected to the truck.
um. So yeah, for
Oh
me
shit!
that's really for me that's what it is.
Forgive me, y'all. Forgive me. I'm moving. Damn, I locked myself back out this. Oh.
We see.
One of my
Oh.
love languages is quality time. That's just one of my love languages. That's what it is for me. So if I can't, if I don't spend that quality time with you, and like I said, it could be once a week. If it's every other week, you're putting forth the effort. We planning to get together. We planning to do
This
something.
vehicle is in demonstration mode, connected by
So
OnStar's high-speed 4G
that's
connection.
where I
Press
am
the
with
blue
that. That's how
OnStar
I
button
feel.
to learn more.
This is hilarious. So that's
I mean,
where I am with that.
but no, like it legit goes back to the communication and the effort. Like
Yeah.
if you put in the effort, it's going to be reciprocated by me, and vice versa. Like if
Right.
I'm putting in effort, it should be reciprocated by you.
Yeah.
Like we shouldn't be in a situation where, um, if we're having a conversation and I tell you, hey, quality time and physical touch are my top two love languages, and you tell me, oh well, I'm too busy and don't touch me, then we don't need to be talking
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
we're not compatible. And then
Right.
you also said something earlier about like finding your person. Um, my brother, like he asked me a question, but he asked me after I got married. The first after I got married, and the question was, if you were to get sick right now, do you feel that your partner will be able to hold it down until you get back on your feet? If the answer is no, that's not the woman you're supposed to be with. If the answer is yes, that's your person. And that is kind of how I've operated with my relationships since I've been single and been divorced and all that stuff. Because like not only is physical touch and quality time important, I need to know like if something were to happen to me right now, you are mentally, physically, and emotionally strong enough to be able to hold it down until I can take over the reins again. So that's important too.
Okay. I got you. Foley, you got anything else to add?
Nah, y'all. I had to put the show on the road, man. I had to jump in the truck. I got to go pick my son up from training. So, but yeah, I mean, all of those to me, it sounds like both of you all are basically saying, "Hey, in-person quality time is very important," which was the topic of the discussion, and that is the quality time, the effort in seeing the person and being with the person, intimate time, quality
Yeah.
time. It's very important in building a relationship. So. Yeah, we can go to the next subject because my phone just beeped on 20%.
I'm so sick of you.
Okay, let's
Turn
go. I'm
on look,
driving.
So sick of you.
turn your phone on low power mode.
Lord. Help.
Turn your phone to
Low
low
power
power
mode.
mode.
Okay.
It'll give you
Let's get
another
to this
2 hours.
next
Okay,
one.
okay. But y'all see how my is, right? I'm sitting there doing the show, and my son, I'm done with training. The wifey is in there cooking. I got to jump in the truck and drive to the other side of town real quick. In the process of podcast, and it is okay. So,
Wherever he is, I don't know where he's going, but his service may or may not be trash.
It broke up a little bit. It
Once
did.
again, Curtis, get out the comments.
Curtis, keep commenting. So listen,
There's also
next
three.
topic. This was
That's
inspired.
3.
Is
You
it?
have 3 more,
This
Curtis.
was this was inspired by Foley. Um, uh, Foley did a post. Was it this past week or the week past, about how women are okay in situationships instead of being in a relationship. They're okay with, getting some, maybe going out to eat occasionally, but that's it. That's all the effort that they want to put into a relationship. And I wanted to get you guys' take on that. Like,
Right,
our
So
right, right.
in your dating situation, hurt, and then I know Foley, you talk to a lot of people, you counsel a lot of people, but in your dating situation, have you found? I know you stuck on one person now, but before, have you found that there were women who were more inclined to be okay with a situationship than a relationship?
in my dating, like I've literally only met one person who was literally like, "Hey, I don't want to relate." Now, well, let me rewind. In my situation,
Go ahead, keep going. Don't ignore your friend brother. Keep going.
in my situation, I've pretty much encountered women who are either have been single for years and they're perfectly fine being single,
Okay.
and if you disturb their peace an inch, they cut you off. Or I've encountered women who are just out of relationship and they just want to have fun. Um, and it's a good time, not a long time.
Mm.
Um, I do feel like we as a society, men and women, because I'm not just gonna put it on women. We're okay with having a piece of a person because it's okay to say, okay, well, I know they out here doing this with that person, but when they with me.
Mm.
Because like it's kind of like a cliche where women say, okay, well, I got a joke. I got a guy that come cut the grass. I got a guy to come clean this. I got a guy when I need that hammer. I got a guy when I want to go eat whatever. Um, and guys are kind of like, hey, shorty over here can cook. Shorty over here gonna let me, plug my game up so I can play PlayStation. Her internet jumping. Shorty over here gonna give me the money, when I need gas. And then shorty over here is, um, you go pay for whatever. So we as a society, men and women, are kind of okay with having a piece of a person as opposed to finding that one person that embodies all the things that we're looking for and talking to that one person. Curtis, shut up. Um,
So that's your take on it.
right, because
You think it's everybody?
in the very beginning, like I was like, hey, I encountered like 3 or 4 women, like, hey, I've been single for 2 3 years. I'm not necessarily looking for a relationship, but if you want to wham bam, thank you, ma'am, we can do that. And I was like, shit, let's wham bam, thank you, ma'am. Cause I ain't really trying to be nobody boyfriend right now. I just get out of a 5 year relationship. Who am I
Mm.
to try to jump back into something serious? So it was wham bam, thank you, ma'am. Um, and then I met people that was like, hey, if you aren't coming to me as like a fully healed individual and you about to disturb my peace, I ain't really trying to talk to you. Like you heard me.
Okay, Foley. This was your subject. So
I'm about to block
Yeah.
him.
Okay. Well, what I've seen in this situation is kind of what Herc said, but all in all, in a nutshell, it is the society as a whole. We have more options now more than ever, and if I don't have to have a title or commit to you as an individual, and you're perfectly fine with how we move, that we move. Women can scream, or women have screamed all day. Um, I'm dating for a husband. I want a husband. I want to get married, but yet they move with so many different guys. And I'm like, well, if you're sleeping around with this guy because you're hurt, or you're sleeping behind this guy because he was cute, or you sleep behind this guy because he was consistent. All of the reasons why you're sleeping around and moving around, yet you're trying to find a husband. It's very hard for you to actually focus and be with the one person, and then you find yourself being like, well, no guy's good, no man is good, no situation is good. There are good guys. You just chose to swim around the ocean and be everybody's little jump off. And so the situationships that a lot of people get involved in, that I've spoken to more women than men, because funny thing is, that group that's blowing up now is the Are We
Are we
Dating
dating
the
the
Same?
same
Right.
man?
Okay. So
Oh my God, it's a mess. I tell you, a mess.
there's a I tell you this, men they have not posted not a single chick in that group, and so
They
I'm
got
like,
a, they got
wow,
another
it's
group friend.
over 1,000. Yeah, it's over 12,000 women in the Memphis group, and they're posting dudes that they just slept with, used to sleep with, want to sleep with. But the men, on the other hand, are like, you go first. You know what I'm saying? I'm not finna put my business out there and come to find out that Herc knocking the same chick that I'm knocking, because now that's gonna make me look a little weak as far as a man. So, and I say all that to say, the situationships are now more formed by the women. The men play their part nowadays. Men will play their part. It's the women who are now being more comfortable with situationships because the options that they have, and the men are being quiet. A man will knock down, and I just talked to someone earlier that was crazy, right? Um, a man will knock down the same chick with another man and go on about his day like wrong. It's the women who, when they do it, it's the women who can't control that emotional side of it. But now they're starting to get a lot better with it. And that in turn is where we get this situation, because it used to be men saying, hey, we just had sex. I really don't want nothing past that. And the women would be like, oh, hell no, you got me messed up. Shit. Nowadays, it's totally opposite. Women are like, look, we just had sex. What are you talking about? You know what I'm saying? And so that was my take on it. And so when I saw it, I had to post it, because the situationships are now being ran by the women, and men are not saying anything. Men, I guarantee you, they can't trust the girl they with, because they being the side dude to another chick, knowing that she has a man. And so
So
it is. Yeah, go ahead.
let me talk about why I had a problem with some of the comments on the post.
Mm-hmm.
If everybody is sleeping around with everybody, how am I gonna find the one person that I need to be with? So it's kind of like guys can do this, because 9 times out of 10 guys have options. So if they feel like they got a better option, they gonna go and find a better option. That's what they gonna do if they feel like they got a better option. Keep in mind, I was recently in this situation, so I know how this goes. If a man feels like there's somebody better for them and they're not locked in on the person that they're with, they're going to go and look for the better option. So if you out here looking for a better option, what I'm supposed to do? Still be faithful and loyal to you? Get what
Men
I'm
don't.
saying?
Men
Huh?
don't. Men don't search for better options. Men search for opportunity. Men within
Opportunities,
themselves.
options, they both start with O, whatever the hell you want to call
No,
it.
no, 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 no. It's different though. It's really
Opportunities,
different.
But
options.
It's a difference though,
It's a
because
big
and
difference.
I hate to say this, but women, like you said, women are more prone to go, hey, look, I just want to win, I just want to smash. Don't tell nobody. We ain't gotta have conversation no more. I'll walk right past you, and not speak to you. We ain't gotta act like we know each other. Men have started to
Right.
get in their feelings about, damn, like she really gonna do that guac 3000 and never speak to me again, and they get real possessive.
Right.
So it's
Right.
flipped. It used to be
Correct is flip, but here's the thing: how did it start? We can't just say, "Oh, you women out here doing this." We tired. As a whole, as a woman, you get tired of spending time with somebody, locking in on somebody. You lock in on this person, and then this person want to go smash the next chick. This person see your sister or your cousin. Oh, she finer than her.
Yeah.
Let me go see if I can try to smash. What? Tell me,
Well,
where did it start?
listen to what you're saying, Faith. Listen to what you're saying. The man did not decide that your sister or your cousin or your best friend was a better option. The man saw opportunity, and men have.
Listen to what I'm saying to you. They can be opportunity. They can be option. It doesn't matter what they are. The point I'm making is that your ass went over there. That's what I'm saying.
but still,
Period.
but,
Point blank.
but
Exactly.
it's flipped now.
So now
Correct is flip,
Yeah,
but
it's
why
flipped.
is it
So
flip?
now-
That's what I'm saying. Y'all
Because-
missing my point. My point
because
is,
men-
if your
it's
ass was
flipped.
going, if your ass was going and looking for better opportunities or options or whatever the hell you want to call it, right? And I'm sitting over here trying to be loyal to your whack ass, right?
and that's in
Understand
fact,
what I'm
and
saying?
so women like
it's flipped
Women-
because
women like-
go ahead, Folo.
women like you. That's why it's flipped. That's why it's flipped. It's flipped because of women like Faith. That's why it's flipped. Because the
But it's
moment
not,
that
because
Faith
you
is
still
hurt,
expecting me to be loyal to
No,
a nigga who ain't loyal to me. No.
Faith, you're saying what I'm telling you. Why as a woman would I sit here and be committed, faithful, and all of these other amazing things to this man who's going out seeking opportunity? And thing, it has nothing to do with how amazing you are, Faith. You
I
can be
didn't
the
say
most
that.
amazing.
That ain't even the point I'm making. That's not the point I'm
Another
making.
woman.
The point I'm making is it is now a problem when we do it, but it was okay when y'all did it. That's the point I'm making.
So here's the thing. It's not a
I don't care.
problem.
It's not okay.
Oh, some of them Negroes in your comments, it was a problem. Because I saw, oh, they a hoe, oh, they
Yeah.
this, they that. But were you not a whore just 2 or 3 years ago? I'm just saying.
Okay, listen.
You don't call a spade a spade.
But listen to this. We live in a double standard world, Faith. You cannot. Okay, would you want? Let me ask you this: would you want someone that you know for a fact that have seen smoking crack and shooting dope in their veins, standing in front of your son in a classroom and teaching him how to be socially acceptable in the world?
No.
Why not? Why can't a crackhead teach my son?
He's a crackhead. Now, if he's
Because
a reformed crackhead,
because
he
he's a
done
crackhead.
trained,
Okay,
Jesus,
hold on. Let me
that's a different
Let me
ballgame.
finish. No, it is not a different ball game. Let me finish. So this is the double standard, right? And see, I like that me and you had started talking about this, but that's why we was like we was gonna go live. Now, you don't want a known crackhead. You don't want a known crackhead teaching your son, the person that you see a bright future with, the person that you want to be a successful person, maybe one day even become the president of the United States. You don't want his teacher to be a known crackhead out here in the streets. What is the difference in a man saying, I don't want a whore or a woman that acted and behaved as a whore to be the wife or the mother to my children? What's the difference?
I'm saying this again. You got a choice
What's
in
the
this
difference?
situation. That's not my point. That ain't my point.
No,
My point, no.
question, Faith.
No.
Don't divert it. Answer.
I'm not diverting it. That's not my
Don't
point.
divert it.
I'm not saying the hoes looking to be a wife. I didn't say that. I said y'all, because y'all dealing double standards, and I hate that that's a thing, because who am I being loyal to? That's what y'all ain't hearing.
All right,
Who am
so
I being loyal
What?
to if ain't
I'm gonna,
nobody loyal to me?
I'm gonna answer the question like this. It changed when it became acceptable to
Damn,
be a
folks.
single mother and be an independent woman
Let me tell y'all something
when
right now. Cause
when
I hate that y'all listen to the news and them folks.
well,
I
no,
don't
no,
give I don't
well, hold on, hear me out. It's okay. We praise women for raising their children on their own and getting it out the mud and all this other stuff. And then they have these children, sometimes little boys, and these little boys see their mothers pretty much get it out the mud, do XYZ, make it happen. So they go look for women who are like their mothers, who gonna get it out the mud, who gonna make a way out of no way, because that's what they used to. And they're not being taught what it's like to be a man and have and lead a household. So it's okay for them to say, hey, I'm gonna find this woman, I'm gonna get with this woman, I'm gonna bring my game over here. She gonna take care of XYZ. As long as I'm giving her good pain, she's not gonna go anywhere. As long as I'm doing the very bare minimum, she ain't going nowhere because she wasn't taught what a real man looks like anyway. So as long as I give her the very bare minimum, and even if I'm talking to Keisha over here, but as long as I'm coming home to her every night, and I'm giving her this king dingaling, she not gonna say nothing. So so that and women would rather have women and men would rather have a piece of a person because society is now teaching us that now the new wave, instead of being a single parent, is to have this family unit or be a blended family or whatever it is. Even if Ray cheating on me, he still come home to me every night. So I'm gonna stay.
that has
That's
always
why
been
it's
the standard.
acceptable
No,
for
no, no,
you to
no.
get a
Let
piece
me
of
back
a
up.
person
Let
and
me
be in situationships.
let me back up. That's always been a standard. When your granddaddy had another family around the corner, that's always been the standard. The woman has always been expected to stay and endure that bullshit.
But
Okay.
she's not.
So she's not now. So
Right.
that's
That's
what
what
I'm
I'm saying.
saying.
That's
She's
what
not
changed.
now. But at the time, see,
But that's
you're
what
saying that
changed. Women,
it's a single
women have
parent.
gotten more power and they got more smart to the
Correct.
point where it's like, hey, I'm not
I'm
dealing
not
with it. But
I'm not doing a piece of a nigga. I'm just gonna keep it 100. I'm not doing that. And here's the other part of that. I don't know who the hell said single parenthood was fun. I don't know who the hell said single parenthood mean no. What we have done as a black community is we have allowed the YT people to tell us how we are supposed to deal with one another. That's really what it is.
agreed.
That's really what it is.
And
And we have allowed that.
and,
Men and
and,
women. We
and
have
I
allowed
agree.
that.
But that is why it's perfectly okay. Now everybody not like you. Everybody's not everybody's not strong enough to say, hey, look, I'm not gonna deal with a piece of a person. You got to give me all of you or
All
nothing.
of you, bro.
Not
I'm
every,
bringing myself to the table.
but
You need to bring yourself
as
to
I
the
said,
table.
like I said a couple weeks ago, a couple years ago, what was the number one song that everybody named Mama was
The
singing?
weekend. Yeah.
It was okay. It was okay to be a glorified side chick. That social media and society has said it's
Well,
okay to
why
have a
the
piece of
hell
a
are we
because
listening?
that's what we've learned as a people to say, hey, I'd rather have instead of being alone, I instead of having to fight this battle alone by myself or be by myself and heal, and figure out XYZ, I'd rather have a little piece of this person,
The piece of
and
it.
that's good enough for me.
Let me say this, future, whoever you gonna be in my life, if you ain't coming correct, stay your ass over there. That's where I am with it. I don't. First of all, single parent, being a single parent as a woman is not what's hot. I really wish I could have did this with a whole nother person. Do you understand what I'm saying? This ain't and then the whole trope about women being strong. I am not strong because I wanted to be strong. Get what I'm saying? I don't want to do this by myself. And this is many single women. This ain't just me. This ain't old Faith, you the exception. No, the hell. It's a lot of women out here that has had to. They didn't have a choice. Because 9 times out of 10, not always, but 9 times out of 10, the woman ends up with the kid. Real talk. So we gotta figure it out by ourselves.
But see, the society says, hey, instead of promoting healthy Black households, we're going to promote single family households where the mom is the breadwinner and mom does it on her own.
But that's what people see. Let me say this to you, because I'm not finna keep doing is blaming everybody else for what we allowed. Get what I'm saying?
I never said we didn't allow it. But what I said is that was the narrative that was pushed,
and we allowed
it to happen, and that's just how it's been. In the last couple years, it's been pushed more like, hey, it's okay to go get married and to be a strong family household. Yeah. And to be this united front
but you still got in the 80s talking about marriage is just a piece of paper.
Well, I mean, if we being honest, marriage is a business transaction.
But hold on, guess what else is a piece of paper? Money.
It's still a business transaction.
It don't. Regardless, what I'm saying is the argument is marriage is just a piece of paper. It's a business transaction. But you got to work every day and punch into that job you don't want to go to for what? Money. You scam, fuck out here scamming and cheating and doing whatever for what? Money. So just like that piece of paper for marriage, it means something. To me, it means something.
So marriage marriage and I've being married and divorced and in relation. Like marriage is a business. I've learned that marriage is a business transaction.
It is a business transaction. It absolutely
But at the same time, it's still at the root of it. What you said, it's about money, power, and respect. Period. So it's easier for us to get this money together and go in front of a judge and put it to get and have this situation where the government sees us as this couple so we can get X amount of tax breaks and get child credits or whatever.
I'm not going to be
a business transaction
in the obituary. I just want y'all to understand.
By all means, if you put me as a special friend, I'm slapping the shit out you.
Right. I don't want to be no special friend in no obituary. Your mama shouldn't be able to come in and make medical decisions for you. Like if you're my person, there should not be anybody else to be able to come in and say, yo, this is what I want to happen, and I'd have been with you for all these. That's what I'm talking about. My mama shouldn't be able to come in and make business decisions or medical decisions about me, and I've discussed that with my husband. You get what I'm saying? My husband should be able to do that. Ain't no common law. It's we finna walk down this aisle, we finna put these rings on, we finna get this paperwork in.
But that's the thing. People have made it okay. We have made our people have made it okay to be in situationships because we don't and because if we being honest, they have always said, how do you hide something from a nigga?
Put it in writing.
You put it in a book. So we don't read, we don't try to find the knowledge and say, okay, well, maybe I need to do this, I need to do that.
Right, you're right.
So it's okay to, hey, we've been together X amount of years. We don't need. I don't want the government in my business because I'm scared of Uncle Sam. I'm scared of the government, or they just want to know what we got going on. So we as a people have been programmed to
And
say,
we need to get
okay,
out of that
well,
program.
to keep folks out of our business, we're not gonna go to the courthouse, or we're not gonna have this big ass, we're not gonna do a wedding to make sure that if something happened to me or something happened to you, you can make the decisions on what
Correct.
happens. It's
Correct.
more of like, hey man, we done been together. You know what it is. What understood, what's understood ain't got to be explained,
Right.
and that's what we roll with.
I just
Because we
don't.
as a people
I'm not. Mm-mm.
have been programmed like, hey man, we just gonna deal with it.
No, that ain't cool.
Now,
I'm.
granted, more of us are like, hey, no, this ain't right. We not finna go with that whole, oh, what's understood ain't gotta be explained. You need to put it on paper. You need to get life insurance. You need to talk to me about XYZ. Cause I'll be damned if something happened to you, I get put in a obituary as a special friend, or he'll survive by his longtime friend
Mm-mm.
Faith, or
Mm.
he or she is survived by the kid's daddy, Herc. No, man. If we together and we had a connection and we have that communication,
Right.
we getting married.
Yeah.
I ain't out here like now. Granted, because Curtis, I'm gonna say it. There was a time I was like, bro, I'm out here just catching bodies. I ain't trying to wife you. I ain't trying to be serious with you. Like, I'm single. I can do what the fuck I want to do. Now it's kind of like I had my little fun. Now I need to make sure I can find somebody like, all right, if I die tomorrow, you got some sense.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
So I just that's me. I just don't. So I don't buy into that. And there are a lot of women who don't. There are a lot of good women who end up getting um pushed to the side too for women who are going, in my opinion. So
yeah, because the good men and women will get pushed to the side because they are legit good people. And most folks like, hey, I ain't trying to commit to you. I ain't trying to be your man. I ain't trying to be your woman. I'm just trying to add you to my body count, or we can spend a little time together. We can do X, Y, Z. Or you are some people see you as a place to stay or a good time,
yeah, yeah,
and that's just what it is.
and that's not cool.
What's that song? Everybody plays the fool.
Curtis is on one this evening.
Nobody is sitting on my face.
No one. I'm adding to the rhetoric. Let me stop.
There's only one person sitting on my face
Okay.
right
All
now.
right. I was hoping Foley. He done dropped from the thing.
His phone
Oh,
probably died.
huh?
His phone probably died.
Probably did die. I need
Now,
to. We need to
now,
get that man in charge.
now, my question is, how do you have this great device, and it sounds like you got a new car? How you ain't got no car charge? Okay, I'm be quiet.
Yeah. So we're gonna start this off. And Curtis, since you on the thread, I'm gonna get your answers and stuff too. So dating advice
And this is what the people
for
do. And this is what the people do. They hold the bottle on their head.
is it gonna stay? Don't break the bottle now. Don't
Yeah,
break.
I'm not putting that shit on my head. This shit gonna fall.
All right. So here we go. So So there was a thread that came out recently about dating advice from men. They wanted men only to provide women with some dating advice, and I wanted to get you guys' take on some of these. I kind of asked like what y'all felt. I'm not gonna go down the rabbit hole, but we're gonna go down the rabbit hole, and hopefully Foley can try to find a charger or something and come on back. Um, so here's my thing with you guys. Do y'all really care how much money we make? Or what we have. So do y'all not want to? So let me say this because I'm not a person that leads with how much I make and what I have. I don't lead with that. But if a woman has her own, are you intimidated by that?
Me personally, no, because I know what I make, and if we have a conversation about what you make, it's only going to enhance what we make together.
I
Like,
like that answer, Herc. I do.
like
It's a lot of
so.
guys who are intimidated by that.
No, so, and I can admit my own faults. I know I am trash when it comes to budgeting and finances and money. Um, but I knew with what I made and what my ex made, we cleared together well over 120K a year.
That's good.
So it should have been a situation where we were able to stack money, go on trips, pay for everything, and do XYZ. The reason we weren't able to do so is because and I can take accountability for me, I was not in a financial space to where I understood the value of credit,
Saving.
paying money, paying bills on time, saving money, and all the other stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So I can take accountability for that. I know I'm trash when it comes to money. So my partner, whoever she is gonna have to be like, hey, babe, I love you and I care about you, but you can't save to save your life. I'm gonna handle the finances, and I'm perfectly okay with that.
Okay.
Um, so I'm not intimidated by what a woman makes because I know when I'm in my bag, oh, I can clear a decent amount a year, and whatever you add to that is just extra income. So I'm okay with you whatever you bring to the table as long as you. My whole thing is like as long as you're not trying to be a stay-at-home mom and not work at all,
Boy.
I'm okay.
When we were in undergrad, my homeboy Mike, and if Mike is listening to this, I know he's gonna cackle when he hears this. So when we were, this had to have been like maybe junior. It was junior year. Mike actually went to the military, so I think he ended up graduating like a semester behind us or something like that. But at any rate, Mike said at the time he was a history major. Mike said, I aspire to be a history professor. We don't make that much money as a history professor. Y'all know what history professors make? He said, so my wife cannot be a stay-at-home mom. That's not happening. You're not going to be watching your stories to eat your bonbons. When I leave the house, you leave the house. We leaving the house together. That's what Mike said. So I knew at that point in time, he didn't have a problem with being with a woman who gonna work, who had a career, who was very career minded. I had another homeboy, which then all went out the window in the door. But I had another homeboy who was like, because he was used to his mom being at home. He grew up. He was the baby of 18 kids. Shout out said to my homeboy said
You
he
said how many kids?
18. It was 18 of them. I
God
love
damn,
I
that
love
number
them.
is
I love their family. Yes. So he has nieces and nephews that are like older than him, right? So my homeboy was like, my wife gonna stay at home and I'm gonna work and da 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 da. Now the major that he had in school, he probably make the money for her to be able to stay at the house. However, She had a career, she got a dream. So he has a spouse, she's doing her thing, she's doing her thug thizzle. But my folks knew what they wanted, right? When they knew what the type of woman that they wanted to be with when they were dating and doing this. And so I got homeboys that legit knew what they wanted, although it kind of pivoted and changed because they were locked in on a particular person or that particular someone that they ended up being their forever person, right? But they kind of knew. And I think a lot of times we don't have standards in dating. I think standards have gone out the window 100% wholeheartedly. Curtis, when we read this dating advice, no, we don't care about how much money you make because that can potentially be what we make. Absolutely. We don't look at the bigger picture. One of the comedians said, I don't care if Oprah asked me to marry her, I would have been, you can change my name to Oprah's husband. That's what he used to say all the time. Dating advice: learn their heart before you give them the most precious commodity. Curtis, you don't spoke a word, and I agree with that. I totally
when he
agree.
not being petty, he really be
No,
dropping.
he's been. This is his actual dating advice. He's not calling you a whore
When
right now.
he
At the
when
moment,
he not being petty, he got great advice.
he does. Um, I think that that's important. I think we don't. I think we rush things. I think a lot of people rush things. A lot of us lock in on people that we don't need to be locking in on. A lot of us give more in a situation than the person deserves to be given. Right? Men and women, because it's not just a woman thing. It's a men do it too. Right? But this is the advice for women. So I think that's important. So Curtis, I'm a flip flop between yours. My homeboy actually got on this post and he said, "Be okay with ending a relationship if you're not benefiting from it mentally. If you're not benefiting from it mentally, it's taking you through stress and change." So to me, it's never been. Now, keep in mind, I want to take the trips. I want to do the things. I want to have the freedom to not have to clock into anybody's clock. I do want that. I'm gonna work, but I want to work my businesses and make me successful instead of making someone else successful. So I want to lock in with somebody who understands that that's what I want in my life. I'm gonna bring money to the table. I'm gonna hustle. I'm gonna hustle just as hard as I hustle for that person who I was making their dreams come true, right? So
Right.
for me, if you got all the money in the world to spend and say, babe, you ain't got to worry about A, B, C, D, E, F, and G, and you could just work on your businesses and let's grow your brand and let's build it, but you causing me hell every day, I can't do it.
I will say this: don't envy people or don't post relationship goals when you don't know
Don't
the
know.
full story. I'll use this for an example. Everybody would holler, "Oh, relationship goals to Derek Jacks or whatever his name was."
Yeah, no.
Meanwhile, he out here cheating on his wife. You
Slapping the
know
cheeks
what?
to
No, no,
somebody
no,
else.
no, 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 no. I'm gonna rewind. For the longest time, everybody said, "Hey, Will and Jada, our relationship goes."
Right.
Come to find out, Jada cheating on Will, Will cheating on Jada. They happy, but they ain't happy. He a meme, she a meme.
I don't think Will wasn't happy. I think Jada wasn't happy.
That man wasn't happy. I don't give a damn what you say. That like
Well, let me say this. Let me say what I believe, and I'm just gonna be keep it 100. I really feel like Jada and Will has had an open relationship for many years. That's what I feel. I feel that way. The reason why I say Jada wasn't happy and not necessarily Will is because I feel like first of all, Jada has kind of been miserable for a number of reasons. Number one, she wanted to raise her kids, so that meant Will went out and worked and did their craft because they both have the craft of acting, right? And she stayed at home with the kids until the kids became of age and so on and so forth. And then she do this and do that or whatever. I really think that Jada was, and Jada has spoke on this. I don't think she was happy with a lot of things in her life. Although anybody else be like, girl, you got Will Smith. Girl, you an actress. You was on a different world. You was in this movie and that movie. You was doing this and that in the third. But she was not a happy person. And she talked about that on her round. If you watch her round table show, you know Jada was not a very happy woman.
Jada wanted Pac.
Jada wanted this. Look, the kid said it. The kid said it.
Jada wanted Pac. Pac passed away. She has not got over the death of Pac, and she is still grieving. That's not an excuse.
It's not.
But legit, that is why. Like, but like I said, everybody wanted to be Will and Jay. Like, they relationship goals. But come to find out, they in a whole open marriage. You know, it's rumored. You know, Will slept with this person, slept with that person. Jada had a whole. Well, you know, August Alsina came out.
And I understand, Jada. I understand.
The whole situation.
I understand, Jada. I understand. Okay. That is what gay. I just
now, granted, I'm gonna say this. There are certain women on this planet that are fine as hell. But I do not want, I don't even want to sniff
you gonna be hooked?
parts of David JJ.
You gonna be hooked?
Not even be hooked. Okay, granted, I'm gonna give you a prime example. Erykah Badu is one of the finest women on this planet.
Oh my God, Erykah, you gonna be hooked?
Look at what like Andre 3000
hooked,
went from a hood ATL nigga
to wearing clothes from the haberdashery
and pretend like he is from a different planet after he had relations with Erykah Badu.
That baby's playing the flute.
What type of voodoo coochie do you have?
That man is playing the flute.
Want to say, you know what? I'm from Mars.
That man is playing the flute. Do you understand? Did you hear what I'm saying? Flute. The man is playing the whole flute. One of my favorite rappers in my top 10 of rappers is playing a whole flute out here in the street.
After having sex with Erykah Badu and having a kid. August Alsina. Heartthrob. All type of women want an August Alsina.
August done went to the men's now, so he is a whole gay man out here in the street.
With Jada. You know what? Look, I'm gonna tell y'all right now. Bae, that's not my bae. That's gonna be my bae. Don't whoop my ass for this. But if you had a type of a JJ that is gonna make a Nick, that's gonna make me start playing a flute after being a rapper, or think about having relationships with the opposite sex after we have relations, or I don't know, I don't date white women after we have relations, please don't give me no more. Okay. I will gladly walk away.
All right. Curtis said dating advice, sex only complicates things when you don't know your person. I agree. I agree with that.
Does it though?
If you don't know the person, it complicates things. So if you are, hold on, if you're trying to, I'm gonna say this. Let me change that a little bit, Curtis. If you're not on the same page, sex only complicates things. Let me know what you think about that.
I will say, if you don't, well, I'm gonna agree with him, because sex automatically complicates things. Because if you and I probably shouldn't. Should I say this? Fuck it. Okay, so I met a woman who told me she had been celibate for, now she said 4 years. I think it was only 2, but who am I to tell her story that
Wow,
that ain't even-
whoa, 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 whoa. What brought you to this? What brought you to this? What caused you to deduce that from her saying
okay.
4 years and
So
you went to two?
we started talking,
Okay.
and she said, "Hey, I've been celibate for 4 years," and and I was like, "Okay," but in different conversations, she said things like, "Well, hey, I've been celibate, but I like to wear lingerie around the house, or I like to do certain things." Man, me
Wait a
personally,
minute. Back up. What are the certain things?
I like
Lingerie to me is
I,
not a
I like
thing.
I like to have sexual conversations. I like to tease folks. I'm a very sensual person. Man, I'm gonna tell you right now, if we are together and I'm not a big fan of lingerie, but you're not finna walk around my house in lingerie and think I'm not finna try some shit. That's in fucking sane.
So she's worn. Wait a minute, back up. Because I wear lingerie to bed, and it's just me, myself, and I.
No,
Okay.
it's just you.
Okay. So she's entertained other people wearing lingerie.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, maybe.
So you are a tease. You not finna tease me. You you not finna walk around my house in lingerie and think you not finna
It
take
ain't
this
finna
shit
go
off.
down.
You finna go in this room and we about to
I
handle
got you.
business.
I got you.
That's not the type of games we finna play. So in that conversation, I said, well, that seems odd, but okay, whatever. Um, I met the woman. Damn, I probably shouldn't say this. Fuck it. I met the woman Monday. We had a conversation Monday night. Had a conversation Tuesday. I took no matter of fact. I met her Monday night. Had lunch Tuesday. Wednesday when she got off work, she was at my house. I smashed on Wednesday, and that was the quote unquote the first time she had sex in 4 years.
So hold on. Let me ask y'all this real quick. If, and this is for all the guys on here, my child says, stop expecting the person you with to read your mind, be clear and concise with what you want, and tell people how you feel. I like
That's
that.
my
Cute.
kid.
22 years old. Okay, so listen. Do you guys think if a woman gives it up too soon that she is promiscuous?
Nope.
Or that she, hey, okay. Because
we are we are too fucking grown to be saying, hey, it, your body is your body. It is your choice. If you make the choice, or I, because, and this goes back to, what I said a couple weeks ago. Women know in the first 20 minutes if they gonna give you something or not. Us niggas fuck it up by saying something stupid.
oh, y'all do that every time.
So as long as you say nothing stupid, or you give off no red flags, and she's already predetermined her mind, she gonna give you some. All you gotta do is not say nothing stupid, and the cookie jar opens itself. So do I look at somebody differently because they gave it up in 2 days? No. You just knew, hey, the vibe and energy was there. You knew from the beginning, hey, I think he's attractive. I want to give him some. And as long as he don't say nothing crazy, I'm gonna give him some. That's why I feel like she was lying when she said she'd been celibate for years.
Because you thought she found somebody attractive and then gave it up before then.
Right.
Okay.
Because now, granted, am I a handsome guy? Yes. Do I have a somewhat great mouthpiece? Curtis, shut up! Don't say nothing.
Curtis is gonna say something.
He's gonna say something. Do I have somewhat of a great mouthpiece? Yes, but I ain't gonna. I've literally never. Well, with the exception of maybe two or three other people, I ain't really talking nobody out of their drawers in like 2 or 3 days.
Okay, okay, okay. Got you.
Told you.
Got you.
Told you.
Let's
But
see.
she was like, "Hey," she came over that Wednesday, and I was like, "So I ain't trying. Like, I'm not pressuring you. Like, we ain't gotta do X, Y, Z." Cookie jar unlocked, and that was that.
So let me do this one. I'm gonna throw this one right here. Kind of stood out to me, right? Don't date outside of your education bracket.
Ooh.
So when I saw that, I clutched my pearls a little bit because I normally hear guys say, "Y'all try to chase after money, y'all try to chase after certain things, but and y'all don't look at the guy who work at the warehouse, or y'all don't look at the guy who might not have graduated college or might not have." And I agree to a certain extent. And let me tell you why I agree to a certain extent, and then I'm gonna get your opinion on this. Herc. I agree to a certain extent because a lot of times communication is not the best. In my vocabulary, and I can say some words. I'm gonna say that I was a pre-law major, so I have a vast vocabulary. My mama was not playing. I read a lot as a kid. So much so that when I got punished one time, my mom not only took the TV and the radio out of my room, she also took my books because she caught on because I wasn't tripping about missing the Cosby Show that week. You get what I'm saying? I was tripping about my books. So when she took my books away, I was the kid who was up in the middle of the night with a flashlight under her blanket after lights out, time to go to bed, read a book. So my vocabulary is extensive. So
You're what black people call a nerd.
what?
You're what black people call a nerd.
I am. I'm a nerd.
Right.
I will 100% own it. But what I kind of feel like sometimes when men and women, because I've seen this on the male side as well, when they're dating somebody and they're expressing themselves and the person doesn't understand what they're saying, and they kind of feel like it's a little exhausting communication wise because it's like you're not really understanding what I'm saying because I'm explaining this in a way, and so it's kind of like you kind of having to dumb yourself down. But on the flip side of that, there are a lot of guys who didn't go to college that are very intelligent. There are a lot of women who didn't go to college that are very intelligent. Life dealt them the hand that they dealt them, but they may own businesses. They may, it's certain things. So I like I said, to a certain extent, I agree with the statement that gentleman made on that post. But on the flip side, I don't think that's always the case. What do you think, Herc?
I do say I do agree with you when you say date within your educational bracket because it's so and I'm not saying that everybody is smart that hasn't gone to college or everybody that goes to college is smart, but it goes back to if we're having so the type of conversations that I have with my person right now,
Mm-hmm.
we can have those intellectual conversations where we can talk about different genres of music. We can talk about different things that are going on in politics. We can talk about the different things that are going on in world culture,
Right.
as opposed to just keeping it to um, what's your favorite color, or why, or what do you like to do for fun.
Speaking of which, how is it?
It's cool.
Those are the type of like you go like the type of conversations that we as a people
Yeah, I know
need
what
to
you
be having are those type of intellectual conversations where, hey, I how do you deal with trauma, or if we get together and we decide to move out of the state of Tennessee, where do you want to move?
Yeah.
Because if let's just say um, we have a wild night and we can't get to a plan B in time, but we're not ready for a baby,
Yeah.
and we live in Texas,
Mm-hmm.
what does that look like?
Yeah.
Those are the type of conversations that people that have a certain type of intellectual background can have. Now, I'm not saying you can't have those conversations with somebody that works in a warehouse, but it's kind of difficult to have that conversation with um Ashley, who barely graduated from high school, who doesn't follow politics, who is in a club every other weekend shaking her ass,
Yeah.
and ready to, post those fight videos,
Mm-hmm.
as opposed to having those conversations with Brittany, who probably didn't finish college, but she's up on politics. She's up in she's aware of what's going on in her surroundings, but she can be Bugetto is what we'll call it.
You need a roundaway girl.
Right. A roundaway girl. She can have different conversations about any and everything because she informs herself. Or you can have somebody like a Camille, and I'm just thinking of random names, who went to college, has a master's degree, working on her PhD, and those are way different conversations. So, of course, date within your, like part of getting into get for me, part of getting into a woman's panties is for me to intellectually stimulate her mind.
Mm.
I'm that, and I had the same conversation with my best friend today. Like, there's a difference between stimulating a woman's mind and trying to quote unquote fuck her mind. Um, if you try to fuck somebody's mind, you being toxic. You need to stop that. But if you're having stimulating intellectual conversations where you guys are both bouncing ideas off of each other, and you're having healthy conversation and healthy disagreements and healthy dialogue, I guarantee that'll get a woman wetter a whole lot faster than you just
Don't you over
whispering
here.
little freaky shit in their ear.
Okay. I'm gonna get the Curtis's in just a second. This one says, just because you feel about him, just because you feel a way about him, doesn't mean he feels the same about you. It's simple. Like those who like you, don't force something that's not there.
Facts.
So this is let me let me say this, because I would say the same about guys, but then that's the thing, is crazy because my question is, do you have a lot of settling in that? I heard Carlos Miller. I love Carlos. Carlos is on Wilding Out. Um, he has a 95 South show with
DC Young Fly.
DJ DC Young Fly and the other dude with the braid. I hope he finally shaved it and
Chico
braid.
Bean.
Huh? Chico Bean, yes. Because Chico braids be all the way back here. At any rate, they do. I need that man to shave his head. And so with that in mind, Carlos said, I don't date women who don't like me. I'm not chasing after no woman who don't show interest in me. If I approach a lady, she don't like me, I'm good. But I see a lot of men and women chasing after folk who don't want them. Period. They don't want them. And they show that in their actions. They show that in the way they deal with you. They show that in the way they move with you, right? And so, with that in mind, I want to know what y'all think about that. I want to know what you think about that, Herc. I want some comments, uh, guys. Oh, my child said the same thing. Okay.
So I will say this. Um, I had to learn to date people that liked me. It was different because I would look at people who didn't necessarily like me for me, I like them. But when I started to find people that like me for me and wanted to date me, it got a whole lot easier to kind of figure out, all right, I can talk to this person because they like me for me. And they want to date me. It's a lot of people out here that are just like, oh, I'm gonna date this person because they cute, or I'm gonna date this person because the sex is good, or whatever. Um, it's different for, you know, like in this situation I'm in now. It's different because the person that like I'm legit talking to likes me, the person, as opposed to, oh well, he cool. Like she, it's a conversation like, hey, I like you. I don't like that part. I like you for you, and that's a whole different scenario. So date people who like you for you, who are gonna accept you for who you are, not for who you were or whatever.
Or what you can do for them, or yeah, yeah. Okay, let me go back up here. Curtis said, "Everyone is not your husband or wife. They do prepare you for it." Everybody ain't your husband or wife. I think you could take bits and pieces from a relationship, but I don't know about the preparing part. I don't know. What say you, Herc? Is you on mute?
So no, so I'm on a, hold on, you stay right there. I'm my bet one of my friends on TikTok, is her birthday, and I hopped in her live real quick.
Oh,
Um,
happy
but
birthday, friend.
happy birthday. I want to tell you that. But no, like it's legit important to date people who like you. To Curtis, everybody ain't meant to be your husband or wife. It's more of like, hey, like some of these people is like they here for a good time, not a long goddamn time. It's, hey, know what? They can love on you. I'm talking about on the podcast. We'll talk in a second. Um, no, everybody's not your person. Not everybody's meant like the people that like you, and then on top of that, um, everybody's not here. Like some people are here for a good time, and people are lessons instead. Like some people are lessons, some people are blessings. Everybody's gonna teach you something. So it's just one of them things. Okay, that's what I got. Go ahead, Faye.
Okay, I'm gonna do a couple of more of these. I'm really mad at Foley because we gotta find him a portable charger. This is crazy. Um, Curtis had a question. If the bedroom is not defiled, how can you cheat in an open relationship? That is a great question.
I
I,
can answer
I
that.
saw that and I thought, hey, that's a very good question.
I can answer that.
How?
Can I answer that one?
Go ahead.
All right. So the thing is that open relationships are often defined by a bunch of very specific rules set up by the individuals in said relationship.
Mm-hmm.
For example, if you're in an open relationship with somebody, oftentimes a very big rule is that the person you are dating has to introduce you to the potential partner. Or, in many other cases, both parties are simply looking for a third. And usually, the biggest one is that open relationships are usually open physically, not necessarily emotionally. It really depends on the people who are together in said open relationship, but really, as long as you're not breaking the boundaries of the partner you have chosen to be with,
Mm-hmm.
your open relationship is technically okay. If you do step outside of those rules, then yes, that is cheating.
All right. I hope that answered your question, Curtis, from my 22-year-old child. Okay. Hey.
Why do you
Um,
keep bringing up the fact I'm 22?
cause you are. Okay, hold on. Let me go to the next one. Um, Curtis says, "Stop tapping that desk. You are the king of toxic. Stick to the subject. Stop referring to women in the manner that you are to get the panties off. It makes it look like an uninformed muncher. I mean, if that's what you like, Herc. Oh my God. So Herc missed that.
Calling you a whore again, Herc.
Okay. Curtis said, "Love takes work. It doesn't just happen because you want it to. You have to get growth from it by nurturing it." I agree with that. Herc is over here saying happy birthday on the live on the TikTok. Tell the girl happy birthday and tell her you gotta finish this episode. Tell her you will join in a minute. Help God.
Okay, I'm back.
Okay. Um, love takes work. It doesn't just happen because you want it to. You have to get growth from it by nurturing it. What you say? Herc.
I look, just because you love somebody does not mean it's gonna work. Like legitimately, I was in love with my ex-wife. I was in love with my ex. That doesn't necessarily mean it was meant to be. That just goes back to people are here for a lesson and people are here for a season. Not everybody's meant to be your forever person. Add this dating advice to the list. Just because somebody seems genuine doesn't mean they always are.
That is the truth. That is the truth. That's a lesson that I have had to learn. I try to give people the benefit of the doubt in a lot of situations, and not just in heterosexual relationships, but familiar relationships and friendships. I really try to give people the benefit of the doubt. And a lot of times, everybody doesn't have your best interest at heart. Everybody's not genuine, so I agree with that. Curtis, what's this look about? Um, so we are going to wrap it up because we've been on here for almost 2 hours. Um,
When are we not on here for 2 hours, Faith?
huh?
When are we not on here for 2 hours?
That's true. That's really true, T. But the conversation be good, man. It just be good. So, Herc, do you have any announcements to make? Anything you got going on? Can you encourage the people to vote? Because the people that I really want, we'll talk about that offline. But I need y'all to vote
All right, hold on. Let me
first
let me
co-host.
let me make my screen bigger so I can kind of see myself. All right.
Mhm.
We are in the final segments of trying to find a co-host for Herc's World. Um, if you go to, I can post. Hold on, let me
Just
see if I
post it in the thread. Yeah.
let me see if I can post it in the comments.
Okay.
Let me see. Hold on 1 second, please, because I gotta find a group chat that has it.
Oh.
I'm in like 8 different group chats.
Mhm.
Um, hold on. There we go. Copy, and then I gotta go back to this thread. All right, so I'm posting a link in the comments for y'all to vote for the newest co-host of Herc's World.
Please do that.
Um, Vote for two people. You can vote for the two guys. You can vote for the two girls. Whatever you want to vote for, you can vote for two people. That's one. Two. I have made it through my weekly obligations for podcast. So from this point on, whatever you see on social media, on Snapchat and or Facebook, I'm not responsible for because I've been drinking. Um, I decided I was just gonna say, hey,
I'm,
I'm gonna be tipsy and or inebriated every day until my 38th birthday.
oh my God, help.
So do with that information what you will. Judge your mama. But no, help me find, go on there, vote for the new
Make sure
co-host
y'all
of
vote.
Herc's World. Shout out to Ro and Cord and Nessa for coming through and wanting to do this and being a part of the show. So we will announce the winner here shortly. You can click the link, vote for your people, share the link with your people so they can vote. The person that gets the most votes the two people that get the most votes will become the new co-host of Herc's World. Faith said she didn't want to participate because she got like 8 million and 3 jobs.
I got a
Um,
lot going on, man. It would have been
so
fun, but I just got a lot going on. But if y'all ever need a guest, y'all can call me and
oh,
I'm there.
we
Yeah,
gonna call.
y'all can call me and
Um,
I'm there. Um,
what else? Oh, I am currently taking birthday gifts.
please, y'all
Um,
find a gift or two or five.
look, all I want y'all to do, I'm not asking for a lot for my birthday. All I ask y'all to do is share the podcast, like, subscribe to the network, tell a friend to tell a friend about the show, listen to the show. And if you feeling really generous, you can bless my cash app, or you can buy me new paraphernalia, because I'm a Sigma, blue and white till I die. Shout out to the 12 disciples of Sigma, because that was coming too. Or y'all can contribute to my workout goal. Y'all can buy me new workout gloves, or as a matter of fact, y'all can pay for my haircut next week. Um, because I was trying to get somebody to pay for my haircut, and I had to pay for it for myself. So if you want to pay for my next haircut,
Y'all sending my money for his haircut.
I would greatly appreciate that. Um, I think that's all. The 3-year anniversary of Perkswell is coming up. So we are currently in the works of planning that one. That probably will be later. The episode will be released later this month, along with the winner of the contest. My birthday's coming up. The 3-year anniversary's coming up. Faith says she's gonna make me a gallon of whatever drink I want. So we're gonna hold her to that, and hopefully she makes it very, very strong to the point where I don't remember what happened the night before. Hint, hint, wink, weeks, nudge, nudge. Just put whatever you gonna put in there.
I
I'm
got,
trying not to remember. If I make bad decisions, I'm trying not to remember them.
I got you. I got you.
Oh, as always, if you don't work, you don't eat. You got crawl for you can walk for you can run, and man, run before you can fly. And so the next time you see my face or hear my voice,
Lord.
remember I am your girlfriend's favorite podcast host, the Big Herc. And if she says I'm not, that hoe is a liar.
Fire.
And I will leave y'all with this: for the next 4 days, do not hold me responsible for anything I may say or do. In the famous words of one of the greatest of all time, blame it on the juice, blame it on the liquor, blame it on the
Oh
alcohol.
God.
Blame it on the drone. Got you in the zone. Blame it on the
Okay. Okay. Hey. Okay. All right.
And Hurt and Curtis, I'm not. That was 6. You call me. If y'all have been in the comments the whole show, we give Curtis a limit of times he can call me a whore. My
Is
line
six
number
the
was
limit?
6. 6 is the limit because that is my line number, and that is also
Mm.
one of my favorite numbers. So he can call me a
Gotta
whore.
be
6 times.
69.
No, get out.
Hey, no. Granted, they do call me. My line brothers do call me the 69 guy. So
Oh
that's
God.
that.
Help, Lord. Okay. So, couple of announcements. First of all, y'all go over and make sure y'all liking Herc's World. Make sure you are liking the unpopular truth. Foley's phone always dies. So just want to put that
Conveniently.
out there right now. I need to know. Foley's birthday has passed because his birthday is in January, but we need to all take up a collection for that brother, a portable charger. Cause I'm sick of this. Okay.
It's time to go fund me.
Really. So make sure y'all are following the Unpopular Truth podcast. Make sure y'all are following Cocktail Therapy podcast. I have a couple of announcements. I will be posting tonight my margarita menu for this month. This month I'm doing margaritas all month. It's gonna be Cinco de Mayo every day in May. From here on out. So my margarita menu will be posted. Go over to Cocktail Therapy Bartending Services page to look for that, as well as on my personal page here. Also, I am having a pop-up shop on the 24th here in Whitehaven. So if you are interested in being a vendor for that event, inbox me, hit me up. No, I will not have the same vendors at the event. I will have different vendors participating in the event. So if you are interested in becoming a vendor, hit me up. If you are interested in attending, it is a $10 fee. I just want to put that out there right now because it's also a tasting for my drinks and as well as my homegirl Kimmy's food. Kimmy is on here all the time. Y'all know her as Kimmy's Treats. So make sure you guys lock into that. That's the 24th. That's a Saturday. The pop-up shop starts at 3. It's from 3 to 6 here in Whitehaven. I will give the address. If you want to invite, hit me up. And again, you want a vendor space, hit me up. Vendor space is about $40. Just hit me up.
Drop the Addy. I'm pulling up.
Huh?
Drop the address. I'm pulling up.
Okay, got you. So make sure y'all are doing that. Make sure y'all check it out. I will have some new episodes coming soon of Cocktail Therapy. I gotta record them. But I will be having some new episodes of that coming up. So y'all stay tuned for that. Y'all look out for a flyer for that so y'all can stay tuned. That's all I got. Thank you guys for joining us tonight. Hey, if y'all don't mind, send some stars, share the podcast episode, please. Make sure you share it, like it, put it in some groups if you want to. Like, spread the word, man, and go like Cocktail Therapy, the podcast, over on YouTube as well, because I need some hits over there. So make sure y'all go and check that out as well. We out.
Hey, I am your girlfriend's favorite podcast host. I'm about to be 38. I'm closer to 40 than most people that I want to admit. But just remember, I don't look my age. So if you got, I'm at the certain age where I can date your mama
Oh God.
or you. Don't
Oh,
fuck with me, cause I fuck your mama.
that's not what. Why are we?
That's because I'm toxic. Look, I want to be toxic sometimes. So that's me. I told you for the next 5 days, I'm not responsible for what I say.
He said Curtis was right. Oh no, help. All right, we out of here, y'all. Bye.